Hello, this is Kate. This is a recording that I felt guided to make. So very strong guidance came through me over the last few days, and then this morning it came through me to make a short video. If you are suffering any fear at the moment around listening to the ego, so the ego is a mind, is a thought system that is based on lack, on fear, on guilt, all the attributes that are the opposite to God. So this world was made so we could hide out from God and try to be our own little God. We are going home to the love of God that we never left. So the two really important messages that I have received over the last few days. The first one is to use whatever is coming up in your mind during this period, whatever is getting triggered from the past. Remember, the body is never present, is always remembered. So we don't have to actually experience ourselves as a body. We can actually be free. It's a natural state to be free of thoughts about the body. So the strong message is to use this particular thing that's happening now for forgiveness. A very strong message from Jesus. Everything is for forgiveness. So use this as an opportunity, as your classroom. Watch your mind, watch for the ego's thoughts, and bring them to Jesus. Bring them to the Holy Spirit for correction. So use this rather than just going through more fear. Use this as a classroom. As in, where am I still identifying as a body? Where am I still identifying that I am this body, limited in this body, and that I can die? So this body's going to get gently laid aside in the dream. But me as mind is changeless. So I'm going to be going through a couple of lessons that have been directed that will help you. So stay anchored in the truth. Spend more time if you need it to read the course. Think about the lessons, joining with the Holy Spirit. Use this. This is another opportunity to get closer to God, closer to Jesus and the Holy Spirit, the way home. The second part of this message is that we have to be the light of the world in these situations when everyone is panicking around us. We have to stand for Christ. We have to stand for the Christ mind. We have to be the miracle workers that bring the miracle to other minds. So our peaceful mind will shine into their mind. Our gentle laughter, our gentle words. Maybe you can make light of the situation. Make light. Be the light. Bring lightness. Bring some wit and jokes, humour, and show that you're not fearful by your attitude. So Jesus needs us to be, he needs active workers. He needs us to be active for the mind of love, the mind that has no fear. He needs active workers. So let us be uncompromising in our message, in the way we speak. in how we think about this. Let me think with God's thoughts throughout this particular situation. So everything works together for good, and everything is lessons. Everything here is a lesson, because we've fallen asleep and made a world, but it's just a dream world, and we're going home, and we are home, which we never left. And that will dawn on your mind as you shift. So we are the miracle workers. We are the workers of love and light and shine and extend love. So make your commitment to be uncompromising. There's another thing that I would like to say, that sickness is impossible as the light of the world, as spirit, as the love of God. Nothing real can be threatened. I am spirit, and I cannot be sick. Spirit cannot catch a virus. Spirit cannot have a virus. Spirit cannot spread a virus. The body has no autonomy. It is a lifeless thing. It is the mind that activates the body. So activate your mind. Tell yourself that you cannot get sick. You cannot catch a virus. It's impossible. Feel yourself as spirit. Feel it. Really make this about going into your mind and feeling that experience of the pure love that we are. Tell yourself it's impossible for me to be sick because I am spirit. Jesus asks us to deny the denial of truth. And the denial of truth is that I can get sick because spirit, who I am, can't get sick. So we need to deny that by telling ourselves, I cannot be sick. I am God's love. Love cannot get sick. This body is in my mind. It has no autonomy. It cannot catch something, it cannot get sick, and it cannot pass it on, because a body cannot get anything. It's the mind that activates that. So having said that, that's the highest resonating part of our mind, that we can get to that stage, and you can get there. Having said that, if you do find yourself getting sick, do not make yourself guilty, but use this as an opportunity to deny it, and make sure you keep your mind absolutely pure from the ego. As soon as the ego starts talking, just say no, deny it, do not listen to it. Jesus says in his course we must constantly be vigilant for those thoughts and not listen to them. So we need to be repeating as often as you can the truth. I am not a body. I am spirit. I am love. I was created by love as love. There is no love but God's. God's will and mine are one. I'm one with love. I'm not a body. I'm love. Now, saying those things doesn't mean you deny yourself, deny that you have a body that needs something, food and showering and whatever. But it's done very lightly. And you just constantly, well, for me, I constantly tell Jesus that I'm on the path of complete undoing, and using time to get into timelessness and live in timelessness. So do not allow yourself to interfere. And if you do go into fear, remind yourself, no, I am not going to go into this. I am going to be working for Christ. He's asking me to be the light of the world and spread the light, not darkness. He needs miracle workers. He needs minds that are clear, that are telling others, like I am now. I have demonstrated for many years that I cannot catch anything, I cannot be sick, and I cannot pass it on. And I am going to demonstrate this throughout this period. I'm going to hold myself as the light of the world. Light. Light cannot get sick. Light. I am the light. I am a shining light. I am love and light, and I have no form. So I recommend lesson 76, there are no laws but God's. Lesson 38, there is nothing my holiness cannot do. Lesson 136, sickness is a defence against the truth. And lesson 138, heaven is a decision I must make. Heaven is the experience of perfect oneness. It is God's mind of love. I must make that. I must say, I am the love of God. It is a choice. Seemingly in this world, we have to choose it. Now, I'd like to read a little bit from a couple of these lessons. There is nothing my holiness cannot do. Nothing. There's nothing my holiness cannot do. My holiness is the spirit, who I am as holy love, my holy self, holy love. This is who I am, and there is nothing it cannot do. Your holiness reverses all the laws of the world. So the laws of the world is that you will catch something, you will get sick, and you'll pass it on. So let's hold our mind in a holiness. Really hold that holiness in your mind. Bring your mind into a pristine, clear, holy mind. It is beyond every restriction of time, space, distance, and limits of any kind. Your holiness is totally unlimited in its power because it establishes you as a son of God, at one with the mind of his creator. Through your holiness, the power of God is made manifest. Through your holiness, the power of God is made available. And there is nothing the power of God cannot do. Your holiness then can remove all pain, can end all sorrow, and can solve all problems. You can do so in connection with yourself and with anyone else. It is equal in its power to help anyone because it is equal in its power to save anyone. To save is to offer the miracle. We offer the miracle, so it can help by offering the power of our clarity. So I'm standing as a worker for Christ through all time. This whole life is devoted to the demonstration that I am above the laws of this world and that my holiness is my true identity and there's nothing it can do. So I'm expressing here that I will not get sick. I will not get a virus. It's impossible because I am love. So my holiness is going to demonstrate to you and shine into your mind and tell you that you can do this too, that you are the holiness of God and you can hold your mind in that holiness and say, it's impossible for me to get sick. I am the love of God. Lesson 76. There's so many beautiful things here. That's amazing. I'm not going to go through this today, but just please read it over and over. It says there's no laws but God's. The ego's law cannot prevail against the mind of God. It is nothing. The ego is nothing. It is just a fear thought system. It has no power. It's a thought. The ego is a thought. And without believing that thought, it is nothing. It has no power. All power is of our own mind as God's mind. So if you do not believe your ego's thought, it has no power. Remember, the ego is a fear thought, and that's it. So when you see a thought and you don't believe it, it has no power. So we have the choice to deny that ego thought. No, I'm not listening to you. No, not having that thought. No, not interested. I'm thinking with God. So we have to deny the ego. We have to be vigilant. Sickness is a defense against the truth. No one can heal unless he understands what purpose sickness seems to serve. We cannot heal. We cannot be fully. This body is going to be completely healthy and well when we understand the purpose of sickness. The purpose of sickness is to maintain our littleness. We're listening to the voice that says we're little, we're frail, we're unsafe. We have to listen to the voice of God, the powerful love of God. We have to listen. We have to be vigilant. We have to step up our vigilance, and we have to step our uncompromising practice of forgiveness. Write the word down, uncompromising, and put it up, and remind yourself to do not compromise on anything. This coronavirus pandemic is a wonderful opportunity for you to practice this forgiveness with the dynamic of love, with the energy of love, and be the bright shining light of the world that leads others to truth, that says it's impossible for me to be sick. I am love. I am light. And love and light cannot get sick. I am not a body. I am the love of God. Heaven is a decision I must make. God is a decision I must make. I must decide for them while I seem to be here in a world. It is a dream of a world. It has no reality. I have the power to choose. We all have the power to choose. I encourage you to join me in demonstrating, in being a worker for God, for Christ. Christ calls upon us to be his workers, to be his miracle workers. Let us be that. Be vigilant. Show, demonstrate for others. Step up. If not you, then who? And if not now, when? That's what was coming to me many years ago when I was waiting for a demonstration of this. I thought, well, why don't I be it? Why don't I show everyone around me, demonstrate that nothing can affect me, that I am under no laws but God's. The laws of the ego cannot prevail. My mind is clear and I see only the Christ. I see only love. So thank you for listening in. Thank you for joining me. I love you, I bless you, and I honour you. And thank you. I'm grateful. Bye.